Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Burgess Field. Opening night action for Geneva and Oswego. Vikings just take Burgess Field for the first time. I am Jason Santo, alongside senior Joni Educate. And Joni, exciting night for football.
Oh, yeah, very exciting. We have a new team out here on a new field. I think it's pretty nerve-wracking for the players, though, maybe, because we have a new sophomore quarterback in, Daniel Santacanarina. I think they're pretty nervous for him to go in, but I think he'll do a great job. He did a great job on sophomore last year playing as a freshman, so I think he'll do a great job going into the varsity season as a sophomore.
And it's been an interesting offseason for the players because they haven't been able to practice on the field until recent weeks. We had a great summer with the field was able to get done a month ahead of schedule, so they've been able to use it a little. It is fast. The players like it. It's spongy. It's time for Friday Night Football here at Geneva. Opening night. Welcome to the Viking Sports Network. We hope you are with us all season long. We're going to go through the schedule a little bit later on. As we start tonight, Oswego will be receiving the ball. Geneva will be kicking off.
Kicker number 30, Kevin Dunlop.
Oswego sends two men deep.
Kevin was kicking last year also. I think he's a pretty reliable kicker. He was used as kicker and punter last year a little bit.
And you'll see a couple different kickers and punters this year. Players are ready. Fans are ready. The 2012 Geneva Viking football season is just about to get underway with the kickoff now, and we're on their way. Short kickoff to the about 15-yard line, picked up and over to the 20. Breaks it to the 21-yard line. I lost the number there.
Number 25, Jamal Richardson. I was actually talking to a coach earlier. I guess he is one of their best players.
So Jamal Richardson, a 6'2", 180-pound senior. So he's going to be a stud for them. He's going to play wide out for Oswego tonight. The Panthers, obviously, their first game of the year, first game across the state of Illinois. Exciting night. Lots of fans, actually more fans than I anticipated probably for tonight. First week of school, we are ready to go as it is a pitch to the backfield. Shoe is lost as Brett Wainwright tried to get away from the tackle, does so, loses about 2 yards in a great defensive pressure.
Loses a shoe as well.
Lost a shoe. Bright orange shoe. You saw that flying immediately.
At first I thought it was the ball and I was excited for a fumble, but no, it was a shoe. Wainwright is another one that the coach did say is one of their better players, but he is only a sophomore. Coming in at 5'9" and 155 pounds. I hear he's a sophomore, but he is one of the players that is expected to do great tonight.
Oswego takes it off the right side, runs it up, and gains about 2 yards. It will bring up third down in roughly 11. Oswego's numbers are actually a little difficult to read. Either that or I'm getting older. Both are probably are true. But Oswego, it appears as though has Tyler Davids at quarterback. But then it says number 16, so then they're starting Stephen Frank at quarterback, a freshman.
Wow.
Starting at quarterback. Goes back to passing and is immediately taken down. Freshman mistake as he is brought down by...
That looked like number 5, Jake Bozer.
It was Jake Bozer. You told me pregame Bozer wouldn't be playing tonight.
I wasn't aware. I heard that there were certain boys not playing. I thought he was one of them, but I guess not.
Jake Bozer with the big takedown of the freshman.
He is always ready to go. He is a fighter, and he is ready to take down that quarterback just as much as anyone else out there.
Oswego, Joni is going to drop back to punt. Number 68, Austin Cockler, is going to kick away.
To number 4, Jeremy Hansen, a senior.
Hansen picks it up at the 40 to the 35, just gets taken out of bounds, tries to squeeze a few more yards near side, and he's finally brought out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the...
Looks about the 33.
Can I debate with you for the first time tonight? It looks like they're going to mark him at the 32-yard line.
You win.
It will bring up first down and 10 to go for the Vikings. Brings in sophomore Daniel Santacanarina.
First offensive play out there of the night.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. It sets up in an I formation. The Vikings will go with a pro I, so this you're going to see a lot. You've got junior at running back, at fullback in Joe Buenzi. Okay, and the big player that you're going to watch out for at running back is
Bobby Hess.
Bobby Hess.
Number 32. He's been playing
Gets
awesome
the ball
since
right away, goes through right up the middle, plunges forward for about 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. Right away, you see Bobby Hess in action.
Oh, yeah.
Huge force up the middle.
He's back like when we used to have Michael Rattay. Michael Rattay was the one that we always gave the ball to run, and Bobby Hess is turning out to be a bit like him.
And I think it's important when you have a sophomore quarterback like Santa Catarina that you have a senior presence like Bobby Hess in the backfield to be able to carry that load. Santa Catarina hands off again, and clearly a gang tackle by Oswego.
Gets knocked back.
You can give the credit to just about anyone. We're going to give it to Alan Dixon, his first tackle of the night, and it will bring up third down and 6. So they mark it 7.
7.
Scoreboard says 7. I'm
I
going to
win
go
on
with
that
6. But it's now third down and 6, and it will be Santa Catarina probably having to throw on this one. So it will be interesting to see.
Some of our main whiteouts are Kevin Curtin. We'll see if he hands it off to, or he throws it to him, number 11.
Santa Catarina in the shotgun. He does drop back to pass, dishes it
number
off.
15.
To
Kyle Brown.
Kyle Brown.
Oh,
Brown breaks the tackle, gets in.
Yeah.
Does he cross? They're going to rule him out of bounds at the 3-yard line. I thought Kyle stayed in, tippy-toed the line.
I thought he caught it, but I guess not.
First down for Geneva at the 3, and a great play set up by Coach Wazinski immediately to get a nice, easy toss for him so that he could get into open field, didn't have to drop back hard. Easy pass for the sophomore.
Not very much. We saw 15 Kyle Brown wide open, and Kyle Brown's actually a junior. I heard he was going to be one of the more promising players. Let's see, given to Bobby Hess, and he is knocked down.
Bobby Hess brought down by number 57 for Oswego. Max Hively. It's Hively's first takedown of the evening. They're going to say Jordan Smith actually with the tackle at 57.
All right, let's see what they're going to do.
Again, Geneva breaks the huddle. 8:15 remaining, first quarter. They go into the power I. Santa Catarina hands off.
Again to Bobby Hess.
Fake pass and
fake pass.
Incomplete.
Pretty good fake. It even got me.
Great fake by Santa Catarina. Had Bobby Hess, had the defense committed to him, just overthrew his receiver. Intended receiver on that pass for him was Connor Feeney, the tight end, 6'1", 185-pound senior.
As much as we're seeing seniors out here, you know, we are seeing a lot of younger players, not exactly as many sophomores and freshmen, but we are seeing a good amount of juniors.
We are, and the key is really when you look at the backfield, don't just look at Bobby Hess, but Joe Buenzi is a junior. His brother's at Northern. He can make some blocks. He's going to kick out a block here. Bobby Hess clears the corner. Touchdown, Geneva Vikings. First points of the season come 4 minutes into the contest. It will be a quick 6 points for Geneva. Fairly impressive drive for Santa Catarina on his first possession.
Exactly. They're following closely after the sophomore game, who was scoring a lot in the first quarter as well.
So good start. I'm sure that's what Coach Wazinski wanted to see in the first half. You see him on the sideline now. He's talking it over with Daniel, saying, good drive. These are little things we want to work on. The extra point is up and good. It is 7-0 Geneva early on in the contest. Pretty impressive start, both defensively and offensively. And I really think, Joni, and it's a great point to point out early in this contest, if Oswego's going to start a freshman quarterback, you've got to be prepared for them to try to run, and then they're going to throw on third down, and that's when you kind of pin your ears back and get ready to drill whoever's back there in the backfield.
Exactly. I think it's important to know that they do have a freshman quarterback, but they do have a lot of older upperclassmen out there with him, so hopefully they'll be backing him up like Hess is for Santa Catarina. And
it's a similar situation for the two of them.
Really
you're trying to get the sophomore, or in this case for Oswego, freshman, adequately prepared for what's to come. But if your running game isn't working and all of a sudden you're forcing them to start throwing the ball, that really puts a lot of pressure on them. And as a freshman, let's be honest, they might have been practicing for 3 weeks, but it was his first week of school this week. So there's a lot of pressure all of a sudden on them to keep this going. And, it's your first high school football game. Freshmen had nerves the first day they walk into school. You could see them walking through the hallways of Geneva this week.
Exactly.
They clearly have nerves because it's not a home game. Oswego brought some
exactly.
fans, but it's a Geneva home game on a new field. It's a big night for the Vikings. Going to see this a lot on the kickoff, the fake kickoff.
They've been doing that for years. I've been seeing that for a very long time. Number 30, Kevin Dunlap, is kicking again after he just punted that extra point.
It will be interesting to see if he goes to Richardson. He does. They're going to blow this one dead immediately. We've got a false start on Geneva. So they cleared the line before the ball was kicked off. We'll reset this one, and they're going to march off 5 yards on the penalty. And really, I'm stunned that the star player for Oswego, Richardson, is who they're actually going to kick the ball to.
Yeah.
You know, if a team says this is one of our best players, and we keep kicking it to him, either there's something that Coach Wazinski's seen in that kickoff, or we're just not listening to Coach Wazinski on the fact that they don't want him to kick to him.
Exactly. Like, I don't think Oswego's going to be kicking to Bobby Hess anytime soon.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they want to kick to Bobby Hess, but I would also be shocked, after that last return to see them really kick in any direction. It didn't look like Oswego got off the ball very fast. And again, you're looking at a young roster, and they bring a lot of players. If you look at Oswego's sideline compared to our sideline, and maybe at some point we'll get you that shot on the broadcast, if you look at that, they've got a large group. We have a much smaller, compact team. Coach Wazinski carries everybody that tries out, but at the same time, he's playing his big guns.
Again, the kick goes back to Richardson. Let's see how far he gets this
Richardson
time.
up to the 30. He's juking around, now goes backwards. He's trying to clear some space. Shoestring tackle attempted but not gotten. Richardson still on his feet. He's at the 35, 40, close to midfield. Taken down finally at the 49. They're going to label it. 49-yard line. They're going to label it at the 44-yard line, excuse me. The new lines kind of threw me off. Even the one right at the center of the field apparently was close enough to the center. They're going to mark it at the 43-yard line.
Looks like Alex Kunkel Sr. took that one down, but unfortunately he got around Jeremy Hansen a few times there. He was juking a lot. That kid is agile.
He was moving around, and that's what you're going to have to watch for if they can get the ball. They've got him in the backfield. Now they bring in a different quarterback. It's Brent Wainwright that comes in, hands off the ball. They've got him listed as a wide receiver defensive back, but clearly this is showing early on that Oswego does not have confidence in their freshman, that they're bringing in with somebody with more confidence. Head coach Brian Cooney of the Panthers, seeing early on Geneva's going to pressure the freshman. We've got to bring in somebody with some more offensive capability.
They're keeping number 7, Michael Stewart, in the background. We'll see if they're handing it off to him. Let's see, and it is.
Hand off over
and he
to Drew Howard. Howard gets the ball and is brought down. Now, you're going to have to bear with us, folks, and Jody and I are up here, and we've had Oswego's roster since this morning. They seem to keep changing it, but maybe it was Michael Stewart, and your eyes are better than me. We're kind of rolling with it. They sent over a roster. A couple of the players don't even have numbers. Some might duplicate, so this is going to be interesting. We'll listen to PA announcer, but it is now Michael Stewart in the backfield. So it was 7, not 1. They hand off to Stewart. He gains about 5 yards, and he moves forward.
I feel like Stewart and Wainwright are going to be two of the main players here tonight. We've seen both of them have the ball quite a lot tonight.
Yeah, and even when they had a different quarterback in, it was still Stewart and Wainwright that were getting the bulk of the carries. It is now 2nd and 7. I said 5. It looks like 3 instead. They're now at the 28. Weird angle for our broadcast position. They are going away from where we actually are, so it's a little difficult sometimes to see the scoreboard. Again, handoff up the middle, breaking free is Bryce Holm. He is through to the 5-yard line. Big run for Bryce Holmes. Broke right through the Geneva defense. Easy pickings for him.
No, I'm finding this very funny that he just got the big run. He's number 32, same number as Bobby Hess.
Yeah. Big run, pickup of 24 yards on the play. We mark it down. First and goal for the Panthers. 7-0, 5:50 to go in the first quarter. It's still going to be Stewart in the backfield. I'd be surprised if they don't give it to him. They do. He dives right side.
And
He crosses the end zone, and in he goes. 6 points for the Panthers. It's now 7-6.
It didn't seem like he had much trouble getting in there. He's a fast kid.
Well, and, again, we can, it's the first game of the season, and we've got some younger players out there on the defensive line. It's still some senior leadership. We'll talk more after this extra point attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Kicking in for the Panthers that time was Jason Caney. 7-7 is the score with 5:43 to go here in the first quarter. What's interesting, though, Joni, is what happened was you would assume that they were going to Stewart. And the fact is that even if you know they're going to Stewart, they completely were able to blast right through the hole in the Geneva defense. Again, you're locating different areas on the field, and this is what football is. It's a battle each time. You're trying to find new locations to find a hole. They clearly found one in the Geneva defense going the right side.
I'm trying to see who blocked for him, but that was a nice block because there was literally maybe 1 or 2 people in his way, but not much. No one even really got a hand on him as he went right in there. And that might be the problem for Bobby Hess this season, considering Danny Barrett, who is usually the one who holds the block for Bobby, is out with a torn ACL.
Some early injuries, some early changes to the roster for the Vikings, and it's all happened before the season. It's almost better that it does happen before the season, so you don't get that continuity going that what to expect. And it gives players like Boenzi, who I taught last year, so I'm excited to see Joe on the field. But see Boenzi out on the field and playing at fullback as a junior. Kickoff goes short, picked up by T.J. Miller, and he will pick up roughly about 7 yards on the carry. So with 5:39 to go, it will be Geneva Viking ball on the 32-yard line. The scoreboard says 32. My eyes aren't that bad. That's clearly a 33. Geneva sends Miller in motion. Santa Catarina hands off short of Bobby Hess and Boenzi, the ball carrier. Joe picks up about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3. It will bring up second down and about 7. We're going to call it 7 from our broadcast position. The angle, my eyes really aren't that bad. I promise. But third down. Second down and 7 from the 36. This time they give it off to Bobby Hess, who fumbles the ball, lost the ball, picked up by Oswego. Heading the other way is Jamal Richardson, picks it up, and a touchdown. So they blast right through the offensive line, key on Bobby Hess, and immediately Jamal Richardson picks up the ball, runs it in for the touchdown, and now this is what you didn't want to have to happen in the first quarter. You didn't want to fall behind. You can still pound through, but your line's got to step up. Guys like John Anderson, they've got to be able to step up at this point and really make those plays. I mean, you've got some seniority on that line, and they've got to be able to make some blocks. One of the guys that they're going to be looking for a lot this year is Doug Davis. I'm sorry, on the offensive line, they're going to be looking for senior leadership. John Anderson is one of those players. You're going to look for Jordan Hunter as another one. Jacob Basson is a 2-year starter for this team, a 6'3", 245 senior, and they blew right through. They knew Bobby Hess was getting the ball. And quickly, 13-7, we're going to go for the extra point. We've got an official conference.
Coach might have to think about switching it up a little bit. I mean, if they continue giving it to Bobby Hess, if the team is predicting that to happen, they're going to blow through him every time. We have some confrontation between the coach and the ref.
It looks like they called a delay on Geneva. Again, remember, it's not just first night for the players or the coaches. It's also the first night back for the officials. And you know what? The penalty that was just assessed actually moves them down to the 1. Maybe 1.5 now. So what this does is it completely changes. They were going to go for 1. They're now going to go for 2.
Conversion. We'll see. My guess is that they're going to give it to Stewart.
I mean, it would clearly be my guess. Stewart, with over 30 yards of offense thus far, gets it on the pitch. He goes on the outside. He is not able to cross the line.
Wow,
they're going to say he touched his knee prior to crossing the plane. So with 4:57 to go in the first quarter, it is Oswego 13, Geneva 7. Yeah, clearly did not phase them as soon as they saw they went to the 1.5. We're going to go for 2. They went for the 2, and I thought
Stewart.
from this angle it looked like Stewart got in. The officials right there. So in Geneva's, and we're Geneva homers. We're not going to make any bones about it. Okay, it's the whiteout tonight. I've got students on both sides wearing white. Everyone knows what to wear tonight. So it's the whiteout here tonight at Burgess, and you know. I thought he was in. I'm going to take the benefit of the doubt he didn't get in. That was a great call by the official then.
I'm sure the Geneva student section was crazy about that. They're going crazy over there with their like 200 white towels they're throwing up in the air. Everyone's all decked out in white for the first game of the season. They're excited.
So Oswego set to kick off. Again, in high school, you kick off from the 40. They go right out of their huddle formation. They kick it short, well short to the 20. Picked up and driven forward. Big return by Jake Bozer. It almost seemed surprised. Bozer was surprised he picked it up.
But again, like you said, it was a very short kick, went straight to him instead of one of the people that were supposed to be returning the ball.
Line shot to Bozer. It will be at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and we're going to see how they respond after that fumble. It's going to be a debate. Do you go right back to Bobby Hess? Do you stay with who you have? Do you pass? How do you switch this up?
There's a lot of different options. They have Kevin Curtin out wide. We'll see if they end up passing it to him since he tends to be a pretty reliable receiver both last year and this year.
Curtin wide near side. They're going to keep it with Bobby Hess. Bobby Hess is going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Bring it up 2nd down, and we'll wait for Mr. Whitman to switch it on the scoreboard.
We'll see what he thinks.
It's really in the eye of the beholder of the scoreboard is how much is left. He's going to label it 2nd and 7. I would agree with him. 2nd and 7. Geneva trying to even or take the lead on this contest.
We'll see what they do here again. They have some receivers out wide. They have number 8 who is
I formation, pass over to Kyle Brown. Brown breaks it over to the 50. He is across midfield and into Oswego territory. First down, Geneva, and they'll start with a fresh set of downs at the 48 of the Panthers.
Kyle Brown, although he is a junior, he is a big kid. I think he's one of the bigger, taller boys in the team at 6'4", weighing in at 190 pounds. I think they're going to be smart to give the ball to him quite a lot tonight.
So that's 2 passes for Santa Catarina tonight and 2 completions.
Let's see, I believe it was a call on Oswego.
Defensive encroachment on Oswego. It's a 5-yard penalty. It will make it 1st and 5 for Geneva.
I'm not going to argue with that.
And if you don't want to help out a sophomore quarterback in his first game at the varsity level, you don't jump outsides and make it 1st and 5. So 1st and 5 for Geneva, the 44. Trailing here as we wind down the first quarter. Welcome to Viking Sports Network. We're glad to have you. 3:37 left. Santa Catarina goes back to pass, goes deep.
Let's see.
Heading out deep. He's got it and dropped just outside of the hands of Pace Temple. Temple had beaten his defensive player, had it in his hands, just drops it. Great pass by Santa Catarina.
It was right on target, right to where Pace was running.
Temple, a two-sport athlete, also plays basketball as well, so he'll be on the varsity basketball team this year. Varsity football, varsity basketball, great athlete. And track, I'm being told. Coach Dvorak knows it all. So he's a three-sport athlete here at Geneva. Had his defensive back beaten. So we're going to go back. Santa Catarina, hands up, fumble. Ball is loose. Oswego saying it's their ball. If this is the second turnover for Geneva, and it is.
And it is.
Oswego's ball, 2 turnovers, back-to-back.
And a flag is thrown.
Penalty marker on the play. We'll wait to see what that is. Personal foul on the Panthers. Be a 15-yard penalty. So, it's like the facts of life here, the song. Okay, you take the good, you take the bad. Okay, the good is they made a bad penalty and they lose 15 yards. Okay, the bad is this is 2 possessions in a row where running backs have turned the ball over. So it's not your sophomore quarterback that is creating the problems. Okay, what it is it's actually your running backs. Those are the ones that you're expecting to be able to carry the load. That one, I think, was Boenzi who dropped the ball. And, it happens. It's Boenzi's first night here as a varsity player. And he's one of those players that we talked about earlier. His brother's gone through the program. He knows what's expected of the Vikings tradition. He's been here with Coach Wazinski. He should know. And it just happens.
But let's just hope that's the last one of the night.
2 in
the first quarter.
2 out of 3 possessions, and that could not make any of the coaches happy. You see Coach Wazinski talking to the offensive line on the side. Oswego not going to slow down for him. Moves it forward to the 35.
They're keeping Stewart out there in the backfield. I'm assuming they're going to go to him quite a bit since he has been running great tonight.
1 touchdown for Stewart already. Almost had a 2-point conversion. So it brings up second down and 7 to go. Brett Wainwright ready to take the snap, and they're in the power I formation. Wainwright with the handoff. It goes to Stewart. Stewart breaks through a couple tackles, gets it forward to the 38-yard line. And
call for 3rd and 1. It's going to be my guess.
They're going to mark it back. It's going to be about 3rd and a yard and a half. Okay, Joni, you're the coach of Oswego. Not saying the head coach. You don't have to be the head coach, but you're making the call. So you're up in the box. What's your call on this play?
I would give it to Stewart. I would give it to Stewart and have him fall over that line.
It worked on the first touchdown of the night for the Panthers. We'll see what can happen. Again, power I formation. Look for the blocking.
Yep,
hand off to Stewart right up the middle.
And first down.
And he doesn't just kind of pick up the first down. He grabbed 5 yards off that one. That's an easy first down. Oswego marching down the field. They are now at the 43-yard line.
I'm not liking the look of this.
And with 1:59 to go, fresh set of downs. Clock is back in motion. Wainwright at quarterback runs back out.
We'll see what coach is telling him to do. Let's hope I don't predict it correctly again.
Well, at some point you would think that they've got to start throwing the ball because Geneva's just going to expect the run. But if Stewart's able to keep bouncing through, then, maybe you just keep running. Send the man in motion. Stewart gets the ball, goes off left side. He'll go about 3 yards, picks up 3. Gang tackled again. One of the players for the Vikings bringing him down would be Alexander Desani. Hobbling off the field right now for
Doug Davis, 53.
Geneva is Doug Davis. He hobbles off. He was in on the tackle. So was Nick Finberg. He was also in on the tackle.
Ooh, and Davis falls down on the bench and is looking like he is in some pain.
Looked like he had a problem down with his
Foot or
lower
ankle,
leg.
Yeah.
In hockey, you call that lower leg injury. You don't really specify, but lower leg injury.
My bad.
Wainwright gets the hand off and hands it off to Stewart. Shocker there. He goes right side around the corner. He's going to pick up.
I do not believe he grabbed the first down on that, but he may have.
Now the official gives him the first down from the
wow.
placement. They're going to say that he got the first down. And it's tough to tell because he went out near sideline. And Coach Wazinski's not arguing. That's a 7-yard pickup and a first down for Oswego. They're now at the 47
they passed
of Geneva.
I'm assuming they're
are marching.
They're going to keep giving it to Stewart until we're able to stop him, and so far we have not been able to stop him tonight.
Send one man out wide. Stewart deep back in the I formation. Pitch off to Stewart.
Oh,
he almost
and he
loses
bobbles
it. He
it.
does, but Oswego's lineman is right there to
pick
pick up the pieces.
I was hoping we could get a fumble on them this time, but we could pick it up. Get some members of Geneva at the bottom of that pile there.
Covering up was Matt Wheaton for the Panthers. It will bring up second down, but we're going to probably head into the quarter. And we're going to end this quarter.
Right now.
They're not going to run a play. So head coach Brian Cooney decides that he is happy leaving the first quarter with the lead. And he has it. 13-7 in favor of the Panthers after one quarter of play here at Burgess Field. It's Oswego 13, Geneva 7. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to let you see some beautiful shots from inside the brand new Burgess Field, and we'll be back in a moment. And we're back for the second quarter of action now. We hope you enjoyed some of those sights and sounds of Geneva football in between quarters. We start the second quarter. Oswego still driving. It is second down and 14. Pass is going to be overthrown.
Out of bounds.
The intended pass from Wainwright was going to Jack Kwiatkowski.
Which, again, was one of the other ones that the coach told me was going to be a big player this game.
Kwiatkowski was overthrown on the near sideline. It will bring up 3rd and 14 for the Panthers. And again, this is a situation with Wainwright, and Wainwright's only a sophomore. So you go from a freshman to a sophomore, okay? So clearly either the future's bright at quarterback for Oswego or the cupboard's bare, okay? And I right now seeing what both have done, I'm going to say the cupboard might be a little bit bare, and they're bringing some kids up earlier than they expected to. And this is a knock at Oswego. Sometimes you lose, and they're going to call a penalty on Geneva. They called roughing the passer. It's a 15-yard penalty. Roughing the passer.
That's what we needed right now.
So, again, either turnovers or penalties. That's two big penalties. One for Oswego, one for Geneva. This gives them an automatic first down when it was 3rd and 14, and now they can give it off to Stewart, except they don't. Wainwright will hold it. He'll go right all the way far side. He gets to the outside corner. They're going to mark him out 3 yards short of the first down. It will be Oswego ball on the Geneva 28.
He was pretty fast, showing just as dangerous how he is just as dangerous as number 7 Stewart. So we'll see what happens now that we know that either of them can run the ball.
And what's interesting is that the near side official marked him 2 yards down. The far side official, who was closer, puts him at the 30. So it's 2nd and 4. We had a false start on that. It's going to be a false start on Oswego. They have movement on the line. I think the movement came from number 57 or 56, Cody McNamara. So we'll bring up 2nd and 9 from
Again, lots of penalties this game so far.
From the 35.
Early in the game.
Now, in if you're a Bears fan or if you're any football fan, it doesn't matter. It's like preseason. It's like first game. It's the jitters. It's the getting used to everything. You can run through all that you want in pregame and in practices and all that. It's getting out here in front of the fans, under the lights. It's a different atmosphere, some pregame jitters. So we're 2nd and 9. Geneva looking to get a key stop here. They're going to hand it off short of Stewart.
Oh,
taking the ball
and
spinning.
I believe that was number 28, Tyler Walsh.
Tyler Walsh spun down by Jake Bozer. And they're going to give it also credit of the tackle to Jake Will, number 41, a 6 foot, 200-pound senior at linebacker. So you lose a yard. You're now at 3rd and 9, and now you go back into the passing situation.
I'm assuming they're going to pass, like you said, but I'm hoping that their pass will end up a little bit like their other one did that went straight out the sideline.
Well, and you hope that that Geneva isn't called for a roughing the passer, being overly aggressive at trying to get over to Wainwright. Wainwright holds a nice fake to Stewart. His pass is wide open to number 10, Tyler Davids, walks into the end zone. And that one was about as easy as they come on the pitch and catch. Great fake by Wainwright.
Once again, I'm going to call you on your eyesight. Jack Kwiatkowski was the one who received that pass, not number 10. That was 40. I thought it was 10 at first, too. But
I thought it was 10. Really? Jack Kwiatkowski, okay.
That's what it looked like to me during the celebration afterwards, but maybe we'll wait for Mr. Whitman to call that one.
Interesting. That's fine. Either way, it's an Oswego touchdown.
Exactly.
Okay? And the fact of the matter is they're going to go for 1, I would assume, but they're set up to go for 2. So they're going to go for 2. Kind of surprising. They're chasing points now. Wainwright goes wide. He's going to try to run it in, and he is not going to even come close.
No, he is tackled down a few yards before the
2-point conversion is no good. We're going to give credit on the tackle to Alex Kunkel.
Again, we're seeing lots of tackles by the seniors. Alex Kunkel, Jake Will, Jake Bozer.
Bozer was also in on that tackle, so we're going to give credit to Bozer. So it stays 19-7. Now here's the issue that you are in if you're Oswego. Okay, you don't complete your first 2-point conversion. Okay, so therein lies the next issue. When you score your next touchdown, you're at 19. Well, Geneva's at 7. Okay, so now you're trying to get to 21, so you can even up if Geneva scores.
Right.
Okay, if Geneva scores 2 touchdowns, now all of a sudden it's a different ball game, and we're right back in this, and we're not needing the extra points as much.
Exactly.
We're a tie ball game, even with misses. So it's that chase that you make as a coach, what you decide to do. And clearly Oswego was thinking, we can make it. They didn't make it the first time. This time, actually, they were probably tackled 2 yards short.
Exactly.
So they're going backwards on the 2-point conversion, and that's got to concern Coach Brian Cooney. Now, Geneva's going to get the ball. They've got to hold on to the ball for an entire possession.
And we'll see if it's one of those short kicks again straight to Jake Bozer, or we'll see if it goes back to Jeremy Hansen like it did on the first kick.
The kickoff is short. They're going to keep it short of Hansen and to Bozer. Bozer's chasing it. He's not going to get it. Now it's kicked around. Ball's loose, and Oswego's going to pick it up.
It's exactly what they wanted to happen with that kick.
So a squib kick. Bozer chased it. Then it was kicked around by T.J. Miller. Nobody grabbed it, and unfortunately the defense doesn't get a break. It's time for the defense to go right back out on the field and pick up right where they left. I mean, hopefully not right where they left off. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, but pick up in the position that they're now back on the field without getting a break. Okay, and they've got to be thinking to themselves, what do we have to do to get off the field? And you know, as a fan of Geneva and as a student of Geneva, you hope that it's not the next break really comes at halftime, because we've been snake bitten tonight.
Yeah.
That's 3 possessions or 3 times in a
third
row
turnover.
We've had a turnover. So it's been touchdown, fumble, lost possession.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to call that a fumble or onside kick. I would go with onside kick.
That's what I thought it was.
So they don't get it. Oswego gets it
And now they're on the 22.
on the 22-yard
And
line.
as we know, they
short
can
field.
run the ball, and they give it, of course, to
Give it
Stewart.
to Stewart. Stewart picks up 5 or 6. And we bring up second down and about 5.
That was going to be my guess.
We agree on something.
Finally.
A teacher
Second and
and a
5.
teacher and student agreeing on something. It's insane.
It is. It's a miracle.
Second and 5 for Oswego as they are trying to convert on their onside kick attempt and put some points on the board. And it doesn't matter if you keep missing 2-point conversions. As long as you keep getting the ball back
Exactly.
and get opportunities to score, you're going to have the lead. They'll hand it up short side. Taking it off the left side is Tyler Walsh. He'll pick up about 2. Really got caught up in the scrum, and we'll bring up 3rd and 3. Maybe 4.
I was going to say 4.
4 Dickens.
Ford Dickinson and Colin Griffin were given credit on that tackle.
Ford, a
Oh,
5'10",
and they're calling it 3rd and 4.
180-pound senior. So 3rd and 4 in Mr. Whitman's eyes.
My eyes as well. You lose once again, Santo.
I lose again. 3rd and 4. And we're
My guess is going to Stewart.
assuming a Stewart
Oh,
fake pitch.
Wainwright.
Wainwright holds on to it, and he's going to pick up the first down. Wainwright with the great keep move, faked out to Stewart, drew one lineman out of his way, saw the hole on the option play, kept it, picks up the first down. They're going to ask for a measurement, and one can hope that this measurement comes in favor of Geneva. Because at some point, you kind of need some good mojo in your favor.
It looks like he's going to get it, but I'm hoping to God that he is not going to get it. Oh, I'm getting nervous.
And it looks like from here it's a first down.
Great. I believe they're on about, it looks like the 12, 13? I'm going to say 12. 12-yard line. And we know what they can do with 12 yards. Unfortunately, it will not take them very long to get across 12 yards, but I'm hoping that the Geneva defense can step up.
So it's 1st and 10 for wishful thinking, Geneva. 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Vikings 12-yard line, and they're going to break their sideline huddle, and they're going to come right out. Clock is ticking. We don't have a clock on our scoreboard right now, but we will keep you updated. 9 minutes to go, second quarter. And this first game at the brand new Burgess Field. We're glad you're joining us here on the Viking Sports Network. We are going to have a delay of game on Oswego, and round of applause, everybody. A penalty on Oswego that marches them back, and will set it up as 1st and 15 now from the Geneva 17-yard line.
Hopefully these penalties will be putting pressure on Oswego to maybe fumble
Throw.
the ball.
Throw.
That too.
Throw would be good. So far,
what
he's
we've
not
seen.
been good. It's 1 for
We've had-
2
yeah.
from Wainwright on the passes. Santa Catarina, 2 for 2. Okay,
We're beating
so
him at that.
he's 2 for 2 on passes. Okay, and I'm sorry, 2 for 3 because he missed one to Pace Temple.
Oh, that is true.
So 2 for 3. My correction on that, but still throwing the ball well.
Oh.
Wainwright goes back
Deep
to
high
pass,
pass.
high and knocked away at the last second
Does that look like
by Noah Peter Parsons.
Noah Parsons?
Noah Parsons, a starter, 5'9" defensive back, 140-pound senior.
One of the littler boys on the team. But I remember last year, he was playing last year as a junior, and he's a pretty good player. For being that little, he's able to knock the ball out of the air.
So Parsons with the knockaway. It keeps it 2nd and 15 on the 17 for Oswego.
You think they're going to pass again or they'll run?
I think they're going to run Stewart, right?
Yep.
They're going to run near side Stewart. He's going to break through a hole, get it over the 20-yard line to the 19, maybe 18 with the last stretch. You know, Stewart's got to be passing, coming close to over 50 yards of offense, and he's really been the mainstay of Oswego's teams thus far. Dickinson in on the tackle along with Bozer.
Once again, that's the second tackle for the two of them together tonight.
Bozer's been all over the place with the return, some tackles, a sack early on. So he started off solidly, and we're going to see if they can step it up. Once again, 3rd and 12 from the 14. Shotgun formation, Wainwright rolling out, trying to pass, being chased. He gets around the tackle. He is close to the first down. He was being chased by Paul Larson. Larson couldn't corral him, and
he was quick enough to get away there.
Got around the corner,
and
it is going to be a first down, Oswego. You always know it's going to be a first down on a situation like that when the referee gets on the opposite side of the stick and really has that angle, and he pointed emphatically, that's a first down. So it's first down, 1st and goal, Oswego, from about the 1.5 yards.
Oh, my guess was 3. I was way off.
Power I formation for Oswego. They give it up to the up back, and he is brought down at about the 1 yard line, and if they marked it inside that, it'd be about the 6-inch line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from about they're going to have to put it on the 1 because there's not a 6-inch line on the scoreboard, but it's right on top of the goal line.
Thank God for Dickinson and Griffin on that play to be able to bring
Geneva's
him down right there.
Geneva's going to call timeout, and at this point figure out ways to stop them from scoring from 6 inches out, and what you would assume they're going to take 3 cracks at it. They're not going to kick from this position. They haven't kicked from the 3 on extra points.
Exactly.
They're going to take 3 cracks at scoring here for us.
And hopefully we will be able to stop them every time.
So it's going to take a good thrust and forward momentum. Sorry that I used that word thrust, but that's really what it is. A good push by the defensive line to be able to knock back Oswego, and they haven't shown they can do that except for the 2-point conversions.
So let's hope that it'll be similar to this, considering they are so close to the end zone. So hopefully that'll give Geneva the push that they need.
The push?
To push them back and not into the end zone.
19-7 in favor of Oswego, 7:34 remaining, 2nd quarter. It's been a game of, well, mistakes. Geneva.
Mistakes, penalties.
2 turnovers, a misplayed kickoff, and those have all led to points for Oswego.
So now have 19 of.
2 turnovers, 1 run back for a touchdown. The other one was off of a turnover. Hand off to the up back and in for the touchdown for Oswego. I believe the touchdown went to Bryce Holm, number 32 for Oswego. They will now line up to kick the extra point.
Oh, so now they're deciding.
Now they want to kick the extra point.
When it's 25-7. Now they decide to kick. Let's hope they miss it. Excuse me if any of the people watching are from Oswego, but I'm hoping that they miss this. Miss.
Jason Caney to kick, and the kick is up,
right down the middle.
And the kick is good. So a slow start on the new fast track of Burgess Field for the Vikings as they trail 26-7 with 7:29 to go. First half, second quarter, and, well, it's a quiet crowd.
Yeah. Well, we're not over by the student section, so I'm assuming they're being pretty loud, as they always are. But let me just say, as a senior, this is not exactly how I wanted to start off my senior football season, and I don't think a lot of the boys in the field, any boys in the field, are feeling that way either.
And when we talked to Coach Wazinski about it, the one thing he had kind of played off is, we're young, we're going to learn, we're going to figure this out. We're going to have some struggles here and there. And knowing the Geneva program, you kind of think, well, that's just kind of his way of being polite about it. And the reality is, it might not be him being polite about it. He might be accurate in his assessment. Right now, they're starting off slow. They're missing senior quarterback leadership from Matt Williams. They're missing wide receiver from Ben Rogers.
Exactly.
These
Tyler
are big
Hickey,
players.
Drew White, all those big players.
All those big players they're missing right now. And juniors and some first-time players are having to pick it up as Geneva gets the ball on the kickoff. This time they handle it successfully. They bring the ball to the 29-yard line.
That ball was picked up by Quinn Ink. Again, another one of the younger brothers who have had siblings who have played here on Burgess Field, but before it was this new pretty field as it is today. Quinn Ink, whose older brother Connor Ink was one of the main starters last year. We have Joe Bowenzi, Jake Bozer, even Santa Catarina, Luke Sella as well, Kyle McNeil, all players who have had older brothers on the field here playing in a Viking uniform. Oh, and there goes Bobby Hess.
Bobby Hess over the
just
50,
about to the 50.
49-yard line for Bobby Hess. And it will be a Geneva first down. We don't get to say that often tonight. But a great game by Bobby Hess. Pickup of about 25 yards. They're quickly going to move. Bobby Hess gets the ball again.
Is he going to get that first down?
Does not gain any yards on that, so it will remain
second and 10.
It will remain a 10-yard ground to gain, and it will be second, and they're going to be generous and call it 9. Second and 9, Mr. Whitman puts up on the board. 26-7 in favor of Oswego, 6:50 with the clock running. And Geneva not wasting any time in the huddle. Santa Catarina up.
Let's hope we can get another run like that out of Bobby Hess.
Bowenzi, the up back. Santa Catarina goes
pass.
back to pass, and it is incomplete. Broken up far side by Zach West. Miller was the intended receiver.
He had a... Was that Miller or was that Pace Temple?
Well, then they changed it to Temple. So Pace Temple, I listened to the PA announcer on that one. It was broken up by West for Oswego. And Pace Temple this time just couldn't hold on. So that's 2 drops by Temple.
I thought
Santa
he had
Catarina's
it,
2 for 4 on the
knocked
night.
right out of him.
So Santa Catarina now forced to pass. 3rd and 9 from about the 49.5-yard line. Santa Catarina rolls out, finds it open.
Kevin Curtin, another one of those drops. They keep looking like they have it, and it just pops right out.
Curtin can't hold on, and it brings down 4th and 9, and now it's an interesting situation. Do you go for it at this point in the game, or do you decide to kick it? Santa Catarina is your kicker. This is similar to last year with Matt Williams.
Right.
Matt would punt, and he'd be your quarterback. So you kind of have to defend against both if you're Oswego. They're going to send a deep man.
That looks like, does it look like 28 to you?
I'm going to say 28, Tyler Walsh.
Tyler Walsh, who has had a few, he's had a few good plays this game, so I'm not surprised that they're sending him back there.
Oswego calls timeout on the play, and that gives Geneva a chance, Joni, to really think about what they want to do on this possession. Do they want to kick? Do they want to go for it? They're only at the 50, and unfortunately, it's been tough for the Vikings to stop the Panthers' offense. So do you give them the ball at the 50, or do you go for the kick? And I think at this point in the game, it's pretty clear that they've got to kick the ball.
I think they've got to kick it. They've got to keep the Panthers as far away from the end zone as possible with how fast that those boys can run.
Now, a key fact to remember at this point in the game, while Geneva trails, this is truly only their second full possession.
Right.
They've barely had the ball this contest. It has been heavily dominated, and if I had a clock on it, and I apologize for not. My assumption
I'd have to say
would
like
be
3/4 of the time is going to the Panthers.
yeah,
at
I would
least.
say it's been an 85% at least. Probably, I go with your 75, but I'd say 85. Now the snap goes over Santa Catarina's head. Bad snap. Santa Catarina loses and drops his knee down at the 28-yard line. And a bad snap on the punt. Santa Catarina could not get away from the pressure.
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know. Are all these boys having like butter on their gloves or something? It seems like they're missing passes. There's wild snap.
That one, and I believe the long snapper on that was Jake Baston.
Oh, and then we have holding called against us.
Well, that was declined because the ball went so far back.
Gotcha.
So again, they take the good, take the bad. There was the bad of the penalty, but the good thing is it really doesn't go against us.
I wouldn't really call it good considering we just
But
lost
hold
the
on.
ball.
Then I was going to go back to the bad of the fact that now we don't have control of the ball and we didn't push them further back. So now with 6:25 to go, okay, Oswego has the ball at the 20.
Are you going to say 28?
28 and a half.
Board says 28. I'm going with
Mr.
Whitman on this one.
Again, you can't have the half on the board.
No, you cannot.
So
I'm going to say 28.
28, power I for Oswego. Let's just keep saying the same names again. If it gets
Stewart.
repetitive, it should. Wainwright tries to go far side. He does. He gets around the outside corner and he cuts it up and gets it to about the 18-yard line. And
Wainwright's pretty good with that keeper. We've seen that a few times tonight.
The opposite of what Geneva has done is what Oswego's been able to do. They established Stewart, and now they're wanting Wainwright. And Wainwright's not officially listed as their quarterback. He's listed as their wide receiver. So you wonder if they just would rather have the ball in somebody capable's hand, somebody
who's able to run.
Who's able to run. And that's what's going on right now. It says first and one on the board. It's really second and one, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the power eye, Stewart in the deep backfield. They give it to the up man. He takes it and he cuts through, gets taken down at the 7,
right
maybe 8. TJ Miller with the takedown. And again, Oswego marching right through the Vikings defense. And
I'm not liking the sight of this. They're too close.
Geneva not showing the ability to slow down a rushing attack. The passing has not been needed as much, but the rushing attack has not been able to be
Well, unfortunately, they haven't needed the passing at all. We've seen maybe 2 passes out of Wainwright.
Yeah, he's probably thrown 2-3 times. And Geneva creeps forward, sensing a blitz. They are able to stop him.
Brought down to number 52, Cody Murphy.
Brought down by Cody Murphy, number 52, another senior who's out there on defense. Hopefully they'll be able to keep that up.
Walsh was the carrier on that one for 28. Walsh, the defense kind of swarmed in.
I think they were expecting that.
Geneva goes with the 4-4 typically, and with the 4-4, you're going to understand, like you're going to give up the deep ball and you're going to prevent the running game, which tends to happen in high school. So you go 4 wide on the linebackers,
And
4 up in the line.
But now they have 3 back.
Well, they've got 3 in the defensive. They've got 2 defensive backfield, and we've got a delay of game. Well, Oswego's been helping with the penalties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit more than we have.
Well, we help in other ways apparently tonight.
This is
apparently,
true.
Unfortunately for Geneva fans, we've been helping in the wrong way. And it puts pressure on Santa Catarina to be able to step up here as a sophomore. This is kind of gut check time as we head down towards the end of the second quarter. 4:22 to go. Oswego driving once again. Wainwright with the ball. He goes to throw, and he's got a wide open.
Number 4, Jeremy Hansen was covering him, but was not able to catch up enough to block the pass. I believe that went to number 40. Kwiatkowski again. I believe I'm saying that.
Kwiatkowski with the touchdown.
Kwiatkowski, I am saying that correctly.
And Oswego with the touchdown.
And that's Kwiatkowski's second of the night.
2 for him, and it's 32-7. And I don't think anyone envisioned this type of start
Not at all.
on the brand new $1 million Burgess Field. And the kick
Still
is
the first
up
half.
and good. And it is 33
33-7.
to 7.
4:16 left in the first half. Hopefully the second half we're able to get some type of second wind and able to come out here and put some more points on the board since we've only put up 7 so far.
Well, so if you try to look, if you're a Geneva fan at this point, Joni, and you come towards the end of the second quarter and you've got another possession ahead of you and you're trying to find a positive.
I'm trying to find a positive.
In teaching, we call this wait time. Okay? What's that positive?
I think a name that we've all heard a lot tonight, I'm going to put it on Jake Bozer. I didn't even think he was playing tonight. He's come out here. He had a sack at the very beginning. He's had a lot of good defensive coverage. I mean, Bobby Hess has been running the ball quite a lot. He's been blocked a lot. But then again, I am going to give props to Sandakan Arena for, I feel like he's keeping his cool pretty well under the pressure that he's had. He's thrown some good passes. They haven't been caught, but overall, he's doing a pretty good job. I'm impressed with his playing tonight.
And it's not really Sandakan Arena's fault
Not at all.
that they're not catching the ball. I mean, 3 of them have hit their hands.
Yeah.
One was in the end zone that hit his hands. So, you know, it's not his fault that they're not catching the ball. Again, squib kick. Bozer picks it up. Almost fumbled again. Jake
and he
does
loses
fumble. And behind his back, and the troubles keep going. Bozer got away from the tackle, lost control of it, and it will be Oswego's ball.
He got away from the tackle, and it looked like he had him, and it was somehow lost like behind his back almost. It wasn't even knocked out from the front. Coach D next to me here is making some funny comments.
You can hear the fans starting to get a little bit restless here at Burgess Field, and
I'm starting to hear the Oswego fans a little bit more than the Geneva fans now.
Yeah, and you look down the way, and we're the opposite side of the student section. That student section
is not jumping up and down, bouncing like it normally is.
As well.
I'm not seeing any more towels flying.
So Wainwright back in the shotgun formation. Hands off to Stewart. We haven't called his name in a while. Stewart, the ball carrier, breaks away from several tackles. Arm tackles, really, at that. Picks up 15, maybe 17 yards on the carry. And it is first down, Oswego. And just when you don't say Michael Stewart's name,
he comes right back in.
And he comes back.
We have been seeing a lot of action down right here at this end of the field this quarter.
It's been, from our perspective, Oswego's video is at the other end, and we're at the end where Oswego is scoring. And I bet if at halftime we offer to switch, they will not take that because they have been working this side of the field, and next quarter they'll be going to the other side of the field.
We have not been seeing them in their own territory very much. They've been getting right into Viking territory, close up to the end zone.
A moment ago, you mentioned 3/4 of the time. I would now bump that number up easily to 90% of the time. It's been Oswego's ball. Stewart, the ball carrier, picks up 1, and really that's a positive at this point.
That he's only getting 1.
Trying to stay and give off this positive vibe right now, but you hear Coach Dvorak say this has been one of the roughest games he's seen in a while. It's been a slow start.
I heard that, and I wasn't going to repeat it on air, but there you go.
I'm not going to say just throw Coach Dvorak. I would say the same thing. It has been a slow start for Geneva early on, and you wonder if they're just lulling us into a sense of security.
And a pass to number 9.
And Wainwright finds McGoy over the middle for the touchdown from 11 yards.
He seemed right open down the middle.
Out, wide open down the middle. And Elliot McGoy with the Oswego touchdown, pushing the score to 39-7.
It's not a score I'd like to see.
I'd like to see it in our favor.
Oh, exactly, but not in the favor of Oswego. And I know coming into this game, I don't think anyone was really too frightened about the game against Oswego. I think in years past, we've always been kind of equal or better than Oswego. So this year, Oswego coming out, fighting, ready to bring us to 40-7 in the second quarter is not something at all that the Vikings were expecting.
Caney tacks on the extra point, and it's 40-7. And at this point, you wonder, if you're in the mind of Coach Wazinski, what do you want to say to your players? I mean, at this point, it's let's hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
Let's the Bobby Hess run of 25 yards
Is the best they've had.
2 possessions ago seems like an eternity.
I feel like 25 yards, that's more than, the rest of the yards that we've had the rest of the game.
Since that 25-yard run,
We haven't
Geneva's run 3 plays. They then went after that. They ran the 3 plays, snapped the ball over the punter. Oswego has since then had the ball twice and scored twice.
2 touchdowns.
We have stopped Oswego 1 time this evening, and that was on the first possession of the game. So not a great stat line.
Not at all.
That you're looking for in the grand scheme of things for the Vikings. Now the positive. I'm always
You're always
glass half full type of guy. We get the ball back.
Oh,
potentially.
Jeremy Hansen. I think that's.
Picks up the ball.
Let's see how far he gets.
Eludes a couple tacklers.
But then he gets shoved back quite a bit.
Back, but they're going to mark him down at about the 29-yard line. And I think Bozer just said, I don't want to have the ball in my hands anymore.
and I think they moved Hansen up quite a bit.
Moved Hansen up.
Because he was.
The squibs were coming.
They're continuing that kick, and it's working for him.
It's worked. So we go on offense from the 30-yard line, just over the 30-yard line.
Just over the 30, yeah. They could put
40-7 in favor of Oswego. A score we didn't say we would say, or we didn't think we would say this evening with 3 minutes to go.
Bobby Hess breaks right through, and there he goes.
Bobby Hess breaks one on the outside, near side, and gets it across the 50. Not just across the 50, all the way to the 35.
And those are the runs we've been looking for out of Bobby Hess, and there he goes.
35
he had the 25 earlier.
35-yard gain, first down.
35-yard gain.
35-yard gain for Bobby Hess. That puts him at over 50 yards on the night. Bobby Hess has been a shining star for the Vikings this evening. 3 minutes to go. Clock will start running. 40-7 again. 1st and 10 for Geneva. Handoff to the up back Bowenzi. He picks up 3, maybe 4 yards.
We'll see where we're at.
And Coach is going to stick with this method of running the ball to the best of his ability. 2nd and 8 for Geneva. Santa Catarina goes up under center. Hess deep in the backfield. Bowenzi up front. And they're going to call a false start.
On Oswego, hopefully, not on Geneva?
On Geneva. And I think they're going to say
great
that Kevin Curtin jumped. And it looked like Curtin kind of noticed, stopped and circled back. I did not think Curtin jumped, but looked like the official looked right at him when Curtin stopped.
Let's hope they can just give the ball to Bobby Hess for another big run. His first run was 25 yards. His second was 35. Maybe we can count on him for a 45 run here.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Incremental growth.
Exactly.
Which leads to an incremental growth on the scoreboard for us. I mean, all of a sudden things just keep going. Handoff to the up back. It is Bowenzi. Bowenzi's doing a great job carrying the ball on the short distances, powering through, getting some yards for the Vikings, giving Bobby Hess kind of a break. He takes it up to the 31-yard line. Minute 59, 3rd and 5 to go.
Bowenzi's been doing a great job. I mean, he's not super huge. He's 5'11", 190, and he's been able to power through that defensive line pretty well.
Joe comes from a football family, as we mentioned. His brother's at Northern.
Yeah.
Long line of Geneva Vikings going to Northern Illinois. Santa Catarina deep in the shotgun. Rolls out of the pocket, finds a wide open.
And Kevin Curtin, and he gets it this time. There we go, Kevin.
To Kevin Curtin. Good call on that one. Curtin with the great catch, steps out of bounds, 1:36 remaining. It will bring up
Geneva.
1st and 10 for Geneva at the 16-yard line of Oswego. So if you can punch the ball in, get points on this possession, then all of a sudden you have an opportunity to get the ball to start the second half. And the way points have been scored.
Open, there goes Bobby, breaks through the tackle. I'm going to say you got 4 or 5 on that.
Bobby Hess with probably 3 yards. bring up second down. Clock is running. 2nd and 7 on the 13-yard line.
You got a minute 12 to go. Let's see what they can do with this time.
Geneva's got 2 timeouts remaining in the quarter. We're down to a minute, so the clock kind of runs. Hand off to Bobby Hess.
Jukes around the side. The left, I'm going to say you got another 2 or 3 on that one again.
Now they have to wonder if they're going to use a timeout at this point because the clock is running with 49 seconds to go. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. Santa Catarina running out from the sideline huddle. They're not going to use a timeout. This is rather shocking at this point. I would have thought they would have used the timeout. 35 seconds to go. Brings up a 3rd and 3. Bunch formation, and we've got a false start.
On Oswego, let's hope.
No.
Gosh.
The false start's going to be on Geneva's line. It's going to push them back 5 yards, and the penalties keep adding up and keep having more and more difficulty with how things are going thus far.
I know. We've had a lot of penalties this game. Would you say it'd be evenly split between Oswego and Geneva? Because they had a few.
They had some, and it'd be interesting to get the stat for the yardage that they've had. But at this point, this is a completely, one-sided affair, both offensively and with penalties.
Hess.
Bobby Hess with the carry.
I don't think he gained any. I'm not sure if he gained anything on that.
On 3rd and 7 from the 14, Geneva will call timeout. Coach Wazinski is out in the middle of the field, and he is not happy.
Does not look happy at all.
Not.
But I mean, if I was in his position, neither would I. With the scoreboard that says 47. Not
42-7.
42-7.
Don't make it worse than it is right now.
I'm sorry.
It's been
42-7.
42-7. So 18.5 seconds to go. One of the great portions of the Geneva scoreboard. They give you the tenths of seconds in case the clock was running, usually seen at a basketball venue. 18.5 seconds to go. 40-7 in favor of Oswego. Do you want to say the score again?
42-7.
40-7. Just
Not
want to make sure
47.
I said it correctly. 40-7. 4th and 5 from the 13. Geneva's going to clearly go for it at this point. They line up Santa Catarina under center. Boenzi is the up back. Bobby Hess is the tailback. And we've got a penalty again.
Oh, dear God.
This penalty is going to go back against Geneva. It's going to be another false start.
Is that on Curtin again? It looked like he was pointing right at him, but I'm not sure.
Offsides on the Panthers.
Oh, nope.
Oh, whoa.
Changed. They will call an offsides on Oswego. The Panthers
Thank the Lord. We needed that.
cross the line. And that's a positive.
One of the few
And
positives.
actually, it looks like it was at 18.9. It should be at 17.9. I'm sorry, it's at 17.9. It should be at 18.9 for the amount of time left. They're going to give it 18.5 left on the clock.
Now, I'm assuming we're going to go with running the ball. I don't know if we need to risk throwing it, but then again, 18 seconds left. Who knows what they'll end up doing here? We've been surprised quite a few times in this game. So
now, to go with your point, they can run the ball. There's one timeout remaining, so they have the ability to stop the clock one final time.
Ooh, and they just brought in some new people.
But it's 4th and 2.
Oh, it's 4th and 2. My bad.
4th and 2.
It's not up on the scoreboard. I was confused there for a minute. 4th and 2. So I'm assuming
4th and 1, they're going to list it. 4th
I'm
and 1
assuming
from
it's
the
going
7.
to
Crowd
Hess
gets into it.
or
Hand off to Bobby Hess. Gets through, loses the ball, picked up by Oswego. Headed back the other way is
there is no one in his way.
Bryce Holm, I believe, on the far
48
side.
Colin Griffin gets him down.
And he will cross
Colin Griffin didn't get him down.
A touchdown. Jamal Richardson actually with the fumble recovery.
We heard his name once or twice in the very beginning of the game. Haven't heard it since, but
Richardson picks up the loose ball on the Bobby Hess fumble. His second now of the night. Second fumble for Bobby Hess.
I believe so, yes. Second fumble by Bobby.
So second fumble for Bobby Hess. Brought back 99 yards the other way.
For
And
a touchdown.
Bobby Hess was on his way into the end zone.
Yeah, he was headed
And
right there. He hadn't really been knocked down too much.
Time has run out in the quarter. So the last play of the quarter will be Oswego to kick. And the score right now is 46 to 7.
46 to 7.
46 to 7 at the end of the second quarter. They're going to say Hess wasn't down. Kick is up. The kick is good. And we're going to go to half. And it couldn't have gotten here any quicker. A horrible first half for Geneva, and I don't think we can make it sound better, even though we're the Viking Sports Network.
We've tried bringing up the positives, but the scoreboard says it all.
It has been a rough first half, to say the least. Geneva has had 4 offensive possessions. They have fumbled it.
Now 4 times, I believe.
They have
or 3 fumbles
and
1 lost possession
offense.
on the kick.
Yep. 4 offensive possessions, 1 touchdown, 3 turnovers, fumbles. They've lost possession on a onside kick. And the score right now, 47 to 7. And we're going to have a running clock in the second half to start the second half. And we saw this last year. We did this to teams last year.
Yeah, we did this to teams last year. It was never done to us.
Never done to us.
So this is quite surprising for Geneva fans and parents, as for the past few years, we have never been down by this much of a deficit. We're usually up by this.
So 47 to 7. We've got 14 minutes to kind of regroup and see what we can kind of pull together. What we're going to do for you at halftime is we're going to leave the scoreboard kind of in the corner, and we're going to let you watch the Geneva Marching Band so that you can see how the kids have been working for the band. And we'll be back. Joni and I will be back with second half action, where we hope
that we're able to make some type of a comeback, maybe even up that scoreboard to 47-47 instead of 7-47.
Yeah, I mean, we would like to see some offensive production at this point to keep the clock from running. And so the Geneva Marching Band, and we will be back in a few minutes. Enjoy halftime. Once again, you're watching the Viking Sports Network. Score at half, Oswego 47, Geneva 7.
award-winning show performed nightly at Epcot, the Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, Florida. The show utilizes fireworks, pyrotechnics, laser lights, fountains, and fire to create a visual production of the park's World Showcase Lagoon. For those of you who have never seen the show, and for those who saw it a while ago, the show is an emotional journey to the past, present, and future. The trumpet solo by Junior Kevin Farley and a solo color guard featured by Max Wilson. Here are your marching Vikings performing Reflections of It. beloved characters seen throughout the history of Disney animation, as well as the villains we love to hate in a new story, where Mickey Mouse will save the day once again in a live-action setting. Costumes, fireworks, stuntmen, and imagination bring this new story to life in real time in front of a live audience. With a trumpet solo by Junior John Lash, here are your fantastic marching Vikings.
Jasmine, I am Aladdin. So far ahead, these bums is lagging. See me in that new thing, bums is gagging. I'm starting to feel like a dungeon dragon. Raw, raw, like a dungeon dragon. I'm starting to feel like a dungeon dragon.
Next up, we have the Pro Force and Aurelio's Asset College Challenge. Our first contestant, Chad Kunkel.
It's just like, yeah, right. Thank you.
Good job, Chad. Up next, Alex Williams. Nice try, Alex. Our third contestant, Jeremy Lee. Nice try, Jeremy. Thanks for all three participants. William Porter. William Porter, please report to the press booth. William Porter to the press booth, please.
Welcome back after the halftime excitement. Jason Santo along with Joni Educate. Joni will be joining us shortly. 1:46 remaining until we start the second half. Score at half, as you see up in the upper right-hand corner, is 47-10 in favor of Oswego. As we start the second half, it's important to know in high school rules, when you're down 40 points, the clock will run. So we now get into a position, and we'll talk more about this momentarily. We get into a position, though, where Geneva really runs out of time. You have short halves to begin with. You have 12-minute halves, and it's running clock. So Oswego clearly the beneficiary of this type of positioning. We want to thank you, first of all, for joining us on the Viking Sports Network. If you are an advertiser or a company who would like to purchase advertising space on this website, below me on the screen, there are areas to click. You can contact us. We will gladly set you up with an opportunity to advertise on the Viking Sports Network. it still is a promising year. And this is early in the year. You're hoping to get first game jitters out of the way, and we hope that our broadcasts get better. They will get better. And as we go through the season, you're going to see more content on this website. You'll be able to see actual stuff that's produced by GTV, other events that we do cover for both the community and Vikings athletics. We've got a full slate of home football games for the Vikings. We will be at St. Charles East, at St. Charles North. Both of those games are road games. We will be at 5 home volleyball matches and 5 home soccer matches. We will have them on there. We will have scores updated constantly, even for road contests. There's some great content. It's an amazing opportunity to be part of this community. The students, Joni, I think are enjoying this opportunity to be part of the Sports Network, and it's been a great opportunity.
Oh, I have to agree. It's not at every high school that you get an opportunity to be able to practice your broadcasting and being able to, do what professionals do by broadcasting sports games, doing play-by-play, doing color commentary. It really is a great opportunity, and I wouldn't, trade it for anything.
Well, that's good to know.
It is good to know.
So you'll have Joni around for a bunch of games this semester, and also in the winter season. Joni is on the varsity tennis team, one of the doubles teams for the Vikings.
Varsity captain as well.
And a
Throwing that
captain.
in there.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow. I'm hurt.
Joni's quite the all-around student. She is club president of the television club. She is captain of the tennis team. So, typifies what Geneva students are, both athletically, academically, involved in so many facets. And we hope to bring you all of these type of things about what makes Geneva great here on the Viking Sports Network. So if you want to advertise again, please do not hesitate to contact us, reach out, and we will help you along and help you support Vikings athletics. As we start the third quarter, second half, it's 47-7. 11:23, running clock again, folks. So on a 12-minute half, Bobby Hess gets the ball. Near side, picks up about 4 yards.
I'm assuming coming into the second half, they are going to continue giving the ball to Bobby Hess, as he is one of the more reliable runners that Geneva has.
And we talked about it briefly, Joni. Now that there's a running clock, it changes your philosophy. You've got to move fast if you want to get back into this game. And Geneva really seems to be taking their time at the line. Santa Catarina gets the ball, drops back to pass. Looks for near side, and it is tipped away at the last second by Pace Temple. The ball was short of Pace. He was able to knock it out of his defender's hands, Zach West, and Elliot McCoy, and for Oswego, and keep the ball in possession of the Vikings.
Thank God for that. Another turnover is not what we need right now.
4 turnovers on the evening, all leading to touchdowns, and it's not been a pretty evening for the Vikings. Plus a bad snap.
Bobby Hess breaks the tackle.
Breaks the tackle. Near side, 30, 20, 10. And taken out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Great move by Bobby Hess to break through the open hole, get some into daylight, and for the longest offensive production of the day for the Vikings.
I believe I heard that right, 86-yard gain? I feel like that is wrong, but I feel like that might be what I heard.
Could see a 68, maybe a 78-yard. They're going to
Incredible.
mark
That's
him
what we
down
needed out
about
of
the
Bobby.
5.
Way to step up as a senior and be able to run that ball down the field and put Geneva in more of a scoring position.
So the lone time we just get done talking about how they don't stop the clock. The lone time, in exception to the rule, is on an injury. Right now, Oswego has a player down on the near side And we will not speculate on numbers on injuries. So down on the near sideline,
Like the player who was grabbing Bobby Hess down there.
who's trying to tackle is, it looked like he kind of rolled his ankle. And that's about the third or fourth injury we've seen tonight. Now, they've all hobbled off. The clock has not stopped, but we've had a couple players hobble off, and it's not part of the field at all. It's just part of the game, and it looks like he's fine.
He's getting up, and he looks like he's okay.
So it's number 25.
25, Jamal Richardson.
Jamal Richardson.
We have seen quite a bit of action from today.
Who's actually picked up 2 fumbles and returned them for touchdowns. So 2 touchdowns for Richardson on the fumbles, and it will be Geneva. Positive. Geneva has the ball. They're at the 9-yard line. It's 1st and goal to go, and this is the first possession of the second half. So much like the first possession of the first half, near side, Bobby Hess with the carry. He runs out of bounds, and he picked up about 3-4 yards.
For a gain of 1.
Gain of 1, wow.
Take that back, we were told 1 yard.
From our angle,
So
it did look like a bit more than that.
1 yard, 2nd and 6 from the 6. So Bobby Hess is clearly going to be the workhorse at this point. They're going to look to grind out this game. 47-7 in favor of Oswego. Santa Catarina hands off to Hess, who crosses the goal line for the touchdown. Geneva is on the board. Once again, 47-13 now.
Let's see, what do you think they're going to kick for the extra point, or you think they're going to go for the 2-point conversion?
Well, I don't know, you're down by a lot of points, but at this point, 2 really doesn't help you much. And there's just a penalty thrown on Coach Wazinski. So Coach Wazinski got in the ear of the near side official, and they're going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty on Coach Wazinski. Now, at this point, as an official, you've got to understand there's a give and a take, okay? Coach is probably a little upset tonight.
I would be too if I was in his position.
You're down 47-13. So if Coach is upset, then you have to understand, do you really want to penalize Geneva for something where Coach is talking and not very happy about a call? And the official throws the flag, and that's his final decision, and we respect that decision. But the reality is, where is that penalty getting you? Does it slow Coach Wazinski at all down from being upset?
Probably not. Makes him more upset.
Probably, I would agree. And so they push him back now. So now the unsportsmanlike penalty will go back 15 yards. So it's now they're trying an extra point from the 18-yard line. So we go to the 18. And it's 47-13. They're going to kick.
Let's see, is that Kevin Dunlap, I believe?
Up, and it's got the distance, and it's good. Kevin Dunlap, his kick is good. Is it Dunlap or?
I believe that was Dunlap, number 30.
30, Hart Dunlap with the extra point. 47-14 in favor of Oswego.
Down in the corner of the screen there, you see the cheerleaders doing the 14 kicks. Now, as much as we want Geneva to have the 47, I don't know if I want to put them in the cheerleaders to have to do 47 straight kicks.
It's interesting. At Notre Dame, they do a similar thing, except they make them do push-ups.
Push-ups. My brother goes to Mizzou. They do the same thing there.
So it's push-ups in college, and it's a lot of push-ups nonstop.
I don't think I'd want to do 47 push-ups.
Yeah, that seems.
But then again, I don't think I'd want to be a college cheerleader either. So.
Well, there you go. So you don't have to worry about the 47 push-ups.
No, I do not.
So we keep fighting for this to get back in the game. 47-14. The good news is the clock stopped. we were told that it might not stop, but until even if it dipped below 40, I thought it did. It did stop at least for the touchdown. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong on this one. Not covered many 40-point deficits for Geneva.
The student section is back up and going. They're jumping. They're swinging their towels around. The boys on the sideline are jumping.
Wind is picked up just a little bit.
They do
It'll
their
be
thing.
interesting what they do on this kickoff. Do you go deep and give Oswego the ball, or do you try for an onside to get the ball back in your favor? Last year, Williams was great at kicking it short and catching them off guard. They decided to go deep. Ball's brought back.
Number 2, Jordan Noel.
By Jordan Noel gets about 10 yards on the return. Panthers will start at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Oswego. Joe Boenzi on the stop. And now we've scored.
We've scored.
So the opposite of this is we need a stop. Now the clock is running, so the clock will continue to run unless it's after touchdowns or injuries. So 8:30 to go in the third quarter.
Let's see where they go. They're going to number 2, Jordan Noel
Outside,
once again.
Noel goes on the outside.
We haven't seen him at all this game, I don't believe. But now
Picks
he's
up
in
a
there.
couple. Now you wonder if Oswego's going to bring out some different players. Noel is a 5'5", 150-pound sophomore only, so.
You know, I thought he looked little, but I didn't realize he was only about an inch taller than I am. But he's doing a pretty good job for being put out there. We'll see if they go to him again now.
Oswego went to their third quarterback actually tonight. They bring actually back in Stephen Frank. So Stephen started the first drive, got knocked down. They took him out, and the offense thrives. Now you're going to let the freshman come in at a point when it's 47-14. First down for Oswego on the last run by Noel, and Oswego's moving once again. They're at the 43.
They're at quite an advantage here with such a high winning pointage here that they are going to be able to put in some of their, younger players who maybe wouldn't get playing time in a regular game.
Noel with the ball carried the ball, lost a yard on the play, so it's 2nd and 11, 42 from the Oswego 42. And you're right, Joni. This is a point when Oswego can really try out some new things, look at and try new aspects and new players, and really give a solid chance to Stephen Frank to try and get him calmed down and let him work with the offense. Noel, the ball carrier once again. Excuse me, that was not Noel. That was on the far side. Looks like it was Ahmed Isaacs. Picked up a couple yards. So it's 3rd and 9 from the 43. Can the Vikings get one of their first defensive stops of the evening?
I'm assuming they're going to go with a pass here. We haven't really seen – have we seen Stephen Frank pass at all? I don't believe so.
We saw him drop back to pass, and he was sacked. Noel gets the ball, and he is stuffed.
Yes.
Nowhere to go for Mr. Noel.
That was Jake Will, number 41, who brought him down.
Jake Will with the tackle. And the Vikings get a stop. Keep in mind, clock is running, so if you think it would have stopped at this point, it hasn't. Under 6 minutes to go, 5:50 to be exact. 47-14 in favor of Oswego. It's about to punt the ball away. Deep for the Vikings.
Number 4, Hansen, is back. Catches it. Ooh, nice block by
Jeremy
26.
Hansen. And they're going to call a block in the back on that play by Connor
Slapikis. I thought that was a pretty good block.
Looks like he caught him in the back. And that will march Geneva back a little bit.
The boys are, fired up a little bit. We can hear the boys yelling now from the bench up here. So they were congratulating Jake Will on the great tackle he had out about 2 plays ago. So the boys are starting to get excited. Hopefully that translates to the field as well.
Geneva will start with the ball on the 15-yard line. Running clock once again. 47-14 is the score. Breaking through right up the middle for a run. TJ Miller. Miller giving a brief break.
Second and 5 for the Vikings. My guess is they're giving it to Hess, but who knows? We have Kevin Curtin still out wide here.
I formation. Ball given near side to Boenzi, right up the middle. He's going to plow forward for a first down. Officials are a little more laid back in this one, and I think if it was close, they were happy with it, awarding the first down to the Vikings. So first down from the 26.
We're seeing a lot of action out of Boenzi tonight.
Well, Boenzi, I actually ran into him before school started at Panera, and he was very optimistic about his opportunity this year to be his starting fullback. That's the position he was going to focus on. Deep pass from Santa Catarina, just out of the reach of Kevin Curtin. Would have been a great completion. Instead, it falls out of the reach, and it's 2nd and 10 from the 26. 3:25 to go, third quarter. Great pass by Santa Catarina, showing he has the ability to get the ball deep. And his receiver was open, just overthrew him. And it brings up second down.
Yeah, we've seen Santa Catarina does have a great arm. I mean, assuming he's a sophomore, I think a lot of people took that we were going to be running a lot, but he's proving that he can throw.
TJ Miller with the run, picks up 11. First down, Geneva, move those chains. It is the offense finally clicking the way they kind of anticipated, but now you have to wonder how many starters are out there for Oswego, what's out there for them, if they've kind of given some guys some break and see some newer additions to the lineup. Again, I think Miller's still deep in the backfield. Santa Catarina with the fake handoff. He eludes one tackler. Can he elude 3, 4? He eludes about 5. Finally brought down.
Lost about 5 yards there?
By,
I believe Jamal Richardson, number 25, was the one who got that.
I had 35, Griffin Lawrence.
Oh, you were right on that. 35,
number 35, Griffin Lawrence brings him down. It's a loss of 6. I was trying to give us the benefit of the doubt. Wind is picking up a little bit up here at the top of the breast box at Burgess Field. TJ Miller gets the ball and carries it just short of the 50 to about the 45, 46-yard line. That's the first down for the Vikings. Nice pickup for TJ Miller. And, to be honest, Miller's done a great job running the ball.
He has. I mean, we're seeing a lot out of the juniors. We're seeing a lot out of Joe Boenzi. We saw Kyle Brown in the beginning. But, yeah, the juniors are proving themselves to be some great players. We saw some of Billy Dowds as well. And there goes Miller again.
Miller, the ball carrier again, picking up 6 on this carry. Santa Catarina just handing off. 1 minute to go, third quarter, 47-14 in favor of the Panthers. And that's one thing that we were talking about at halftime, both you and some of the faculty, which is, we've been spoiled at Geneva by some great football teams. And this is a young team. And maybe it's not our year. I still have hopes that it is. I've seen sparks from the offense that they can move the ball. It's just going to take a little bit of time for it all to click together. Santa Catarina on the keeper. He loses 2, so we're going to go to 3rd and 6, maybe 7 for the Vikings, and that will probably be the last play of the fourth quarter.
We have about 21 seconds left.
They're going to try to one more play. 3rd and 6 from the 49.
I'm assuming it'll be given to either Hess or Miller, both who have been doing great runs this game.
Of Oswego. Gets the ball off in time. Curtin with the catch. Fumble, story of the night. Loose ball picked up by
Let's see where it's going.
Oswego's jumping up and down on the far side, and
He's given
Oswego picks up the turnover. Loose ball after Kevin Curtin made a great catch, didn't corral it, pops out of his hands, and unfortunately, the 5th turnover of the night for the Vikings. And hopefully it's not like the previous 4,
Let's hope not.
and it doesn't lead to a score. But that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. After 3, it's Oswego 47, Geneva 14, and we'll roll through the 4th quarter here in a moment.
I was thinking about this during halftime, that I would not want to be one of the boys having to listen to Coach Wazinski's talk during halftime, but I can't imagine if the game is continuing, as we just saw with another turnover, how the talk is going to be after the game.
Well, clearly what they're going to emphasize at practice
Yeah.
is possession of the ball.
Holding on to it, yes, since we can't seem to do that very well tonight.
Hold on to the ball, and good things can happen. If you keep losing it, not so good things. Noel stuffed in the backfield. Brought down by number 44, Quinn Enoch. Oh, 48?
Oh, 48, Colin Griffin.
Colin Griffin.
I
That
only
was
saw
44.
I saw the 4 on the jersey. Assumed it was Quinn as well, but Colin Griffin.
So Colin Griffin with the takedown. Great job penetrating the line, getting into the backfield, and disrupting their play.
That was once again
do have a
Noel with the ball.
Stoppage. No, they're not even going to stop the clock. The chains were in the wrong area and heading the wrong way on the far sideline. The head official, the referee, realized that. It is now 2nd down and 6:15 to go. I was going to say 16. On near side, Noel is stuffed yet again.
Oh, and taken back by 39. Matt Gunther.
Matt Gunther with the takedown in the backfield. Noel picked up 2, and Gunther finally wrapped him down by his neck. And
Sounds brutal.
it's not an easy sport up here, Joni.
No, I don't think so.
It's easier to watch.
Oh, I agree.
Much easier to play on the new surface. The rain, not that we've had much rain in the area lately, but the rain that was here earlier in the week did not impact practice, did not impact the field for today's game. It's going to be a great field for soccer and for football as well. Noel on the near side breaks through a couple holes. It's a flag thrown, 2 flags thrown. He picks up the first, just short of the first down. We're going to wait to see, and there's a holding indication from the head official, and that ball is going to come back. We're going to negate that run, and it will remain 3rd down. We're going to add 10 yards to that, so it's going to be 3rd and 24.
Sounds nice for us Geneva fans.
For the Vikings. So 3rd and 24 from the 24. Roughly where they're going to walk back. Actually, they're going to mark it just short of that to the 28.
They've been giving the ball to Noel quite a lot. I'm not even seeing. Are you seeing Stewart out there? I'm not even.
No,
seeing him.
I think they've given Stewart the rest of the evening off.
Oh, and there goes Noel. Once
Noel
again,
breaks
breaking
right through the hole and picks up.
Taken down by Chris Sweeney, number 9.
Probably going to bring it to 4th and 8. And he picked up a nice chunk of yardage there. Good 16-yard pickup.
Looks like they're going to be punting it.
Fourth and 7 for Oswego. 47-14 in favor of the Panthers with 8:45 remaining, 4th quarter.
The punt goes up with Jeremy Hansen back to return, and it
Goes
over
over
his head.
Hansen's head and into the end zone for the touchback. So Geneva will start with the ball on their own 20.
I did know that. I did know that a touchback was put on the 20-yard line.
Over the course of the semester and the season and with basketball season, you'll notice this will become more of a student-led broadcast. It's initial training night for some of the students, learning all of the ins and outs of the Viking Sports Network. Much like the football team, we're a fairly younger group with just a handful of seniors, mostly juniors and sophomores. So they're all kind of learning the ins and outs. So stick with us. Broadcast should be fun. We hope you're enjoying them at home. Chance for the first time to see an entire Geneva football game online, and we hope you enjoy it and enjoy the ones to come. Great run by TJ Miller, who's really been tearing it up. Good yard pickup of about 21 yards. 1st and 10 at the 43 for the Vikings. Offense is clicking, starting to move. 7:30 to go, 4th quarter. See if the Vikings can put one more across.
Pass to 15, Kyle Brown.
Kyle Brown with the pickup. Gang tackled, finally brought down near side by Zach Otis.
I'm going to guess he got about 8 yards on that.
Pickup of 7. They're going to mark it 9.
9. Wow. Both
9-yard pickup. Santa Catarina back to the air. This time he finds Pace Temple. Sorry, TJ Miller, number 6. I'm going to wear binoculars up here next game.
I know, it is hard to see.
So pickup by Miller. And now we go to the no huddle offense. Miller with the first pickup of enough yards for the first down. Handoff up the middle.
Is that a fumble?
It sounds like it was a fumble, but it seems like Geneva still has the ball. TJ Miller with the run on that one. Picks up 4. 6:30 to go. 4th quarter. Santa Catarina no huddle. Back in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Finds near side Kevin Dunlap. Dunlap breaks the tackle. Circles around. Gets to just short of the first down marker. They might give it to him. They're going to say he's short by about 2 yards. And it will bring up 3rd and 2. Wind is picking up a little bit. We had a little rain earlier, shortly before the game started. Nothing to really impact any of the fans or disrupt anything. But a sprinkle here or there. Quickly passed overhead. We've got a beautiful night out here at Burgess Field for the first game ever on the new turf.
There goes TJ Miller way across the marker, and first down Geneva. We've been able to say first down a lot more this quarter.
Well, this quarter and this half, they've really been able to run the ball. TJ's showing some great strength getting through the hole, similar to the way Bobby Hess was doing in the first half. Bobby Hess just didn't get the ball enough in the first half. I mean, to be honest, it was a lot of errors that the Vikings made, benefited Oswego, and we really struggled to capitalize that drive. Santa Catarina with the touchdown pass.
That looks like
From
TJ Miller who caught the ball there.
25 yards out, Santa Catarina to Pace Temple for the touchdown. Pace has had trouble holding on to the first 2 tonight. Grabs this one, 25-yard touchdown. Vikings on the board, 47-20. You hear that familiar Geneva fight song. Kevin Dunlap on to kick. Kick is up and tipped at the line, but with enough power to break the plane and cross over the field goal post. 47-21, 5:12 to go, first in the 4th quarter.
And there go the cheerleaders again with their 21 kicks.
So after 21 kicks, Geneva will kick the ball away, and rough night here at Burgess Field.
A little bit, but we're coming back quite a bit.
Coming back,
Making on a good note.
making the score a little bit better. Turnovers have been the key, and anyone who follows football will tell you, if you turn the ball over, bad things happen. And Oswego has capitalized on turnovers. And if you read the newspaper, if you're getting this tonight, tomorrow morning, or if you read it today, the story is pretty simple. Geneva turned the ball over. Oswego did not turn the ball over, and Oswego's winning the game. And it's a complicated game in the way you diagram everything. It's an uncomplicated game in the fact that if you do the little things right, you win. If you make mistakes, you're most likely going to lose.
Exactly. Without those turnovers, I believe the score would be quite a bit different. Now, do you think with the score a little bit closer, they're going to do a deep kick like they did last time, or they might do an onside kick? I'm not sure.
I don't know. It depends. I mean, at this point, they might want to see how the defense is going to play with some of the juniors, give some new kids an opportunity to play defense. Straight up the middle is Noel. Noel gets it up to the 30. Nice return of about 20 yards on the kickoff.
Taken down by Nick Finberg and Quinn Eink.
(47-21), 4:49 to go, fourth quarter. Thank you for joining us on the Viking Sports Network. We hope you've enjoyed the first of many broadcasts for this year and next year and years to come here from GTV. We run the TV studio at the school, and we're helping run the Viking Sports Network. A new product that we hope you are going to be able to benefit from, be able to see your sons, daughters, grandchildren, cousins, nieces, nephews, your entire family play Geneva Vikings football. Noel up the middle, picks up about 4. Second down and 6.
24,
Patrick Sue with the takedown.
I'm seeing some boys out on the Viking defense that I wasn't aware started. They must be putting some.
Well, they've started to put in some of the outside guys, put in some new guys. I see them kind of tapping on the shoulder of number one of our anchors at the TV station, Jack Housingay. So maybe Jack is going to go in here before time and get his first play in action. Forced fumble picked up by the Vikings, and recovering the ball is number 33, Travis Champer.
Max Larson, the ball carrier.
Larson lost the ball.
I believe you were wrong on that name.
And it's going to be overturned. They're going to call a face mask on Geneva that will overturn the fumble and return the ball to Oswego. That pretty much, and I don't think I'm mixing words, that is indicative of the night. Something goes right for Geneva, and then quickly there is a setback. And to give Oswego the ball, and now nonetheless actually a first down with 3 minutes to go, they will run the clock out. So what turned into a positive of a great defensive play, a recovery of the ball, a chance to score, make it 47, possibly 28, make the score not seem so bad, and it has improved. Oswego's going to run the clock out. 2:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Pitch to Noel. Noel goes around far side, breaks a few tackles, gets it up to around the 50-yard line to about the 49, and picks up 9 yards on the play, making it second down and 1 to go from the 48.
Now, seeing how fast they're moving, I'm hoping this doesn't happen, but there is the possibility of another Panthers touchdown with them. Whenever they have possession, they seem to move the ball pretty quickly.
They're a fast offense. I mean, and they've moved the ball up the field, but they haven't had to go long distances. Most of their touchdowns have come from within the 50. So they forced the turnover. Noel with the carry again. And again, at this point, on Geneva's side, you're starting to see some players who normally aren't in the lineup at this point in the game, anticipating games being closer. And 47-21,
finally seeing number 1, Jack Housingay, out on the field.
Jack Housingay is on the field.
Who will be reporting for the Sports Network with me once he is done with football season.
So Jack will be around with volleyball and also with basketball, both basketball teams in the winter. Jake Will with the tackle on that play, and we're about to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. 1:15 remaining in the contest. 47-21. We're in the fourth quarter. The Panthers just doused head coach Brian Cooney. Must be his first win as a head coach for Oswego. As he gets the Gatorade shower.
Is that what they call it these days?
And Noel runs around far side, picks up a few yards, and that will probably be the last play of the game.
We'll see 21
They
seconds
might
left.
run one more play.
Looks like they're going to.
3rd and 7. I'd be surprised if they really ran something and did not take a knee, but they are going to run something. Oswego does take the knee.
Takes the knee.
47-21 in favor of the Panthers tonight, and what was a great game for the Panthers. Not so great for Geneva as they open the season, dropped their first game of the season, all to 0-1 on the year. Oswego, meanwhile, 1-0. They looked impressive tonight, but they didn't have much to do because they kept getting the ball on Geneva's side of the field after turnovers forced them to lose control of the ball, and honestly hurt them in the long run because it really cost them points. Every time Oswego got the ball on a turnover,
They scored.
they punched it in for 6. And Oswego, give them credit. They played well. They played really well tonight.
They really did. They put a lot of pressure on our offense in that first quarter, getting a lot of turnovers there. But without those turnovers, in the second half, we did a lot better. We had a lot of great offensive plays, a lot of younger players getting in there, like Pace Temple, TJ Miller.
And let's remember, it's important to not, we can't forget that, people like Daniel Santacanarina, they're sophomores.
Right.
So the future is bright for Geneva, and it's not like the season's over. Just because we lost one game doesn't mean it's over. We go on the road next week. We have a chance to bounce back. Okay, we're back here in a few weeks for another home game, and we'll go from there. This team wins next week. We're 1-1. We're back in that playoff talk. But it's still a long season. Okay, we're in the first week of school. We have many weeks of football to go. So
We have a long season ahead of us. Let's hope it turns out a little bit better than how tonight looked. Hopefully the scoreboard would be flipped, possibly.
hopefully in the future it is flipped. So our next broadcast for you will be a volleyball contest on September 4th. We will have that game for Mackles and Jim, and then we will have the next football game back here on the 14th of September when the Vikings take on Larkin. We are working on being at the Batavia game. We're not sure if that's going to happen yet, but right now, the Larkin game. We've got a little bit of time in between then. So, rough night here. Hopefully it gets better.
Hopefully we'll bounce back, be able to come back in the next few games and beat, hopefully, Batavia, who have been our big rivals. So I know tonight at halftime they were down 21-19. Maybe they lose as well.
We've got one game before the Batavia game, a chance to bounce back and get back on the winning track. So, final score from the brand new Field Turf Burgess Field. Geneva 21, Oswego 47. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Vikings volleyball.